ただ一人行くのみ、一人戦い続けるのみ。
One nice characteristic about the Street Fighter franchise is its group of diversified evil characters in its roster. Group of high-level outlaws, such as M. Bison, leader of the Shadowy criminal organization, in which they do experiments on mind control and manipulation. Gil, leader of the secret society, where there's a mysterious organization made up of humanity's elites, who have controlled world events from the shadows since the dawn of history, and seeks to fulfill an apocalyptic agenda to ensure its own utopian salvation as an Illuminati-inspired group. Both evil characters' primary motive is world domination, power, and control. Akuma, on the other hand, does not follow these characteristics. He does not fill the standard of the likes of M. Bison and Gil. Akuma runs by a different set of guidelines and codes. Which brings me to my main question. Is Akuma really evil, or simply misunderstood? Without further ado, let me welcome you to the Fighterverse. Let us analyze Akuma's backstories, where he may have been seen as one evil person. One of the most popular stories in his encounter with his former master, Gotetsu, in which he died by the hands of Akuma. Gotetsu was the martial arts master of Goken and his brother Akuma, and was also a user of the Satsui no Hado, being the only known person who could use the power without falling into its darker aspects, possibly because he only used it sparingly and wisely. This is also how its two students were introduced to its power. The Satsui no Hado, being the surge of the murderous intent, sometimes translated as the Dark Hado, is a dark energy-based force. Prior to the events shown in the Street Fighter games, Gotetsu was challenged and killed by Akuma at his full potential, who performed the Shun Goku Satsu on his soul in a fighting to the death. Gotetsu gladly died and accepted to see that his student surpassed him in the art. The prayer beads that Akuma wears originally belonged to Gotetsu. The act alone might have been seen as evil, but as a warrior, Gotetsu accepted the challenge to fight his former student, understanding the consequences. Another instance of how might Akuma been seen as evil was with the battle between him and his older brother Goken. Goken is master of Ryu and Ken. After Goken began to train Ryu and Ken, Akuma made a sudden appearance at Goken's dojo. There, Akuma challenged Goken to a fight. Akuma was soundly defeated by his brother, but Goken spared his life even after Akuma's insistence that Goken should kill him. After Akuma's arrival and departure, Goken continued with Ryu and Ken's training. As time passed, Ryu and Ken had graduated from Goken's training, leaving the dojo ready to further continue their training and studies. Afterwards, Akuma reappeared at Goken's dojo and challenged his brother to a rematch. This time, Akuma ended up as the victor, supposedly killing him with the Shun Goku Satsu. However, because Goken used the Monuken, which translated is the power of nothingness, a technique that emptied his soul of emotions, he was merely left in a deep coma. Because he was unconscious for an extended period, Ryu and Ken believed their master to be dead. Ryu, more than Ken, went and sought out vengeance towards Akuma. We can see how Akuma asked for death, accepting the fact that Goken at that time was stronger than him. Goken was challenged and accepted the challenge just like Goketsu. Regarding its outcome, Goken managed to survive his attack, thus Goken not being killed. Ryu and Ken see Akuma as an evil being for what he did to his master. But it's just part of being a warrior, taking in the wins with the losses. Each fighter lives with a different kind of code and guideline, in which they base their life on. Which brings us to our next point. Akuma lives by a set of ethics and rules as a fighter. Akuma lives by the code of the warrior. The warrior's code is a code of conduct that defines what warriors can and cannot do, if they wish to continue to be regarded as warriors. Akuma adheres to the code of warrior, which dictates that the fighter must not seek to harm the weak. Akuma will only battle those he deems strong enough, and he very rarely resorts to using true strength, as this would make for an unfair fight. Akuma abides by the code of the warrior. He fights to improve his skills and defeat powerful foes, though on rare occasion, He does so to gauge the other's abilities. Although he killed his teacher and believed that he did the same with his brother, Goken, Akuma did so in combat, which, as stated before, it does not break the Warrior's Code guideline. In combat, Akuma almost never resorts to his true strength, especially if testing another fighter. He only fights warriors that he deems worthy, or the one he believes have the potential to become such. During the events of Street Fighter Alpha 2, Akuma fought Ryu only to gain insight on Ryu's abilities, while in Third Strike, he faced Oro in order to test his own strength. Akuma usually prefers an even bout, as he backed out of a duel with Gen once he found that Gen was fatally ill. It's not uncommon for him to deliver a lethal sneak attack to an unprepared opponent, particularly if they are less than honorable. He will only fight if the fighter is up to his level or higher. Even though he is the master of the Satsu no Hado, he still knows when and how to use his power. Very ethical if you ask me. Which brings me to my other point. His Raging Demon attack, the Shun Goku Satsu. The Shun Goku Satsu attack is the most feared attack in Akuma's repertoire. The Raging Demon attack consists in Akuma gathering energies from his Satsu no Hado, and in a matter of seconds, everything turns black as he glides towards its opponent and delivers a barrage of combos, leaving the opponent defeated. The odd thing about Akuma's Raging Demon attack is that the damage it creates, it's not made by Akuma's strength. Rather, this technique, it's based on the evilness of the opponent. According to Street Fighter lore, the Raging Demon is karmic in nature, with the move channeling punishment, based on the weight of the sins that dwell within the soul of the individual being attacked. Another reason you can say that he is evil is that he uses a technique that punishes a person based on the evil thing that person has done. In a way, you can say that he is the opposite of evil. As stated by the definition of evil, which is immoral and wicked, I do not find Akuma neither of those. I find that Akuma is a misunderstood character in the Street Fighter series. That is what makes Akuma one of the most illest characters on the franchise. He is neither evil or good. Akuma is just Street Fighter's ultimate warrior. In our Street Fighter verse, we wanted to share another view on Akuma's character. If you feel that he's completely evil, leave a comment down below and share with us your point of view. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more theories, info, and lore. Thank you for watching. Welcome to the center stage.